Hi children, today we are going to learn Geography 4th chapter, that is Agriculture. Students, today you will be able to understand different types of farming and different cropping patterns in India. Students, India is an agriculturally important country. It is a primary activity for India. So, two-thirds of its population is engaged in agricultural activities directly or indirectly. That means agricultural activities, sowing, harvesting, weeping, etc. or non-agricultural activities, engaging in transport or manual labor, etc. So, this agriculture produces most of the food we consume. It also produces raw materials for various industries. Agriculture is an age-old economic activity in our country. So from ages, we used to use or follow this economic activity to sustain our life. Over the years, cultivation methods have been changed significantly depending upon the characteristics of physical environment. So it took a lot of changes in the physical environment and technological know-how. Now we have developed a lot of technology like tractors, threshers and HYV seeds. That is called technological know-how and socio-cultural practices. So like age-old primitive farming methods we are not using at present. So because of these three changes, farming varies from subsistence to commercial farming. At present, in different parts of India, they follow different systems of farming. The first one is primitive subsistence farming. The second one, intensive subsistence farming. And the third one, commercial farming. Children, do you know agriculture is the largest livelihood provider in India? Because basically all the rural people like village people, they depend only on agriculture. Students, now we are going to discuss about primitive subsistence farming in detail. This type of farming is still practiced in few areas of India. This primitive subsistence farming is practiced in small patches, it means in small areas with the help of some primitive tools like hoe, dove and digging sticks, which you can see here. Usually the farmer uses these tools because as he is very poor, so he is to use only those primitive tools. This type of farming depends upon three conditions. Those are monsoons, it means rainfall. Farmer does not have any other source of irrigation, so he depends only on monsoon. And the next one, natural fertility of the soil. Because a farmer is poor, he cannot afford to buy chemical fertilizers, so he depends upon what natural fertilizer of the soil. And the third one, suitability of the environmental conditions, means the whatever conditions are available over there, it means the soil type, the area they live and other factors. The family or the community labor is generally involved in farming of this kind of system. Children, there is another type of farming in the primitive subsistence farming, that is slash and burn cultivation. The name itself, it says slash and burn. It means slashing means what? Cutting of trees. And after the cutting of trees, they burn them. And that area they use it for cultivation. So here the farmers clear a patch of land and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain their family but not for commercial purpose. Generally the farmers they cultivate the land on the hilly areas. So when they get the crop, the soil loses its fertility. When it loses its fertility, the farmers go for a fresh land and they clear that land to create a land for cultivation. So when the soil in this type of shifting allows nature to replenish its fertility through natural process. Land productivity in this type of agriculture is generally low as the farmer does not use fertilizers or any other modern inputs. That is why the production also very low. And this kind of primitive subsistence farming, that means slash and burn cultivation, is known by different names in different parts of the country. Let us know them. See children, here you can see the different names of the shifting cultivation or the slash and burn cultivation. This kind of shifting cultivation or the slash and burn cultivation is also called zooming in northeastern states. For example, in Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland, they call this shifting cultivation or slash and burn cultivation as zooming. In Manipur only they used to call palm law. But in Deepa in Bastard district, it is in Orissa, you can see here, Bastard district in Orissa, there they used to call the shifting cultivation as Deepa. And also Chhattisgarh and Andaman Nicobar Islands also they call this shifting cultivation as Deepa, which you can see in this map pointing. Students, now we shall learn about intensive subsistence farming. The word itself says intensive. It means they grow more than 2 times in the same piece of land. And subsistence farming, they grow it for their family's consumption or the family's survival. So this type of farming is practiced in the areas of high population pressure on land. It means the areas which are having high density of population, they practice this kind of farming. So they used to give a lot of pressure on land to get the maximum output. So it is a labor intensive farming where they use lots of labor in the farming activities, and they also use irrigation, HYV seeds and biochemical inputs like chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides also. This is because only the land holdings which is available to the farmer is very small due to right of inheritance. What is the right of inheritance? It is nothing but if a farmer having 4 acres of land, he is also having 4 sons. So the 4 acres of land is equally distributed among the 4 children of the farmer. Again, if these 4 children having 4 children, so the same area of land again divided into 16 parts, or each one 4, it means 16 parts. So the availability of land holding is very small. So the farmer try to extract the maximum output from the same piece of land. Here comes commercial farming. Commercial farming, the name itself says the farmer grows the crop for commercial purpose. It means not for his family's consumption or for the family's survival. They totally sell the crop what they grow. This type of commercial farming has some main characteristics. That is, the farmer use high doses of modern inputs which are used in order to obtain higher productivity. I repeat, the farmer uses higher doses of modern inputs which is used to obtain higher productivity. It means in the same piece of land they used to use these modern inputs to get the more production. For example, these are HYV seeds. HYV seeds actually generally to mature a crop, the crop in a traditional method it matures for 6 months. But if you use HYV seeds, you can get the crop within 3.5 months or 4 months generally. That is why they use high yielding variety seeds for commercial purpose, for the selling purpose. And these high yielding variety seeds, they consume lot of irrigation. So they need to provide irrigation facilities like pump sets or the sprinkling irrigation, which you can see here. And the farmers use in order to get the more production, they use chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides also in the commercial farming to get the maximum output. So the degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another region. It is not same in all the regions. It may vary from region to region. For example, if I take rice as an example of the commercial crop, Punjab and Haryana, they used to grow the rice as commercial crop because they eat wheat as a normal crop, food crop. So they used to grow the rice for commercial purpose. It means for selling purpose. In the same way, if you go to Odisha, the land holdings are very small, where the farmers they grow the same rice for subsistence purpose. It means for the family's survival. So the rice is a commercial crop in the Punjab and Haryana, but it is a subsistence crop in the Odisha. Now we shall learn about the plantation farming. It is also a type of commercial farming. Plantation is also a type of commercial farming. In this type of commercial farming, a single crop is grown in a large area. For example, if you grow a rubber tree, it may give you rubber for 20 years. If you grow a tea tree or tea plant, it may gives you the tender leaves for 50 years. So there is no scope for harvesting here. So once if you sow, they may be helpful for many years. They give its production for many years. So the plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. So beside the plantations, the owners set up industry to process the extract from the plantations or the production from the plantations. Plantation covers large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs with the help of migrant laborers. So there they used to plant these saplings in a large area, large tracts of area which you can see here, and they used to invest large amount of capital in the form of inputs. So this kind of plantation agriculture is labor intensive agriculture. So it required a skilled labor to pluck the leaves of the tree or to get the sap of the rubber tree or to extract the production of coffee seeds from the coffee plant. And the labor which are working in this plantation agriculture are migrant labor. They come from other areas, remote areas, and they work here. And it is used as raw material in respective industries. As I told you earlier, the leaves which we get from this tea plantations, they will be processed immediately. So it is a raw material for the tea industry, tea processing industry. Likewise, rubber also. So in India, tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana are the important plantation crops which are widely grown in India. For example, tea grows well in Assam and coffee grows well in North Bengal and Karnataka. So since the production is mainly for market, a well-developed network of transport and communication connecting the plantation areas. So you need a well-developed roads and well-developed network of transport also. Means of transport like trains or the lorries, etc. So this connects this marketplace so easily. So the role of the development in the plantation depends upon the transportation, well-developed transportation and communication and well-developed roads also. Thank you. Stay tuned.